Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Wednesday, the 30th of September, comes to you from London. And we'll look at the energy mix at the end of this session. The big move yesterday was in crude oil prices. We saw that just tank, and we flagged that with clients on Monday. We said that crude would probably fall this week, and it has. So we'll start by looking at currencies, then the stock indices, major stock markets, and some commodities before we go into the energy mix. Remembering this is my weekly, my daily, and my 60-minute chart and the corresponding point and figure charts, my long-term, medium-term, and short-term views. So the dollar is falling on the short-term chart, although we have seen quite a recovery in September, and last week was actually the biggest weekly candle that we've seen since March. That means, of course, that the euro is weaker against that stronger dollar on the medium and long-term chart. We've fallen out of that range that we saw, that support level about 117.40. We've fallen through that, but we have seen a little bit of a recovery this week as the dollar has given up some of its gains from last week. Sterling is sitting at 128.21 against the dollar. It's been below this 130 mark for a while now, that stronger dollar having the impact there. And of course, against the euro, we're back below the 110 level and putting us back into short-term bearish. We're seeing here that's just the gradual decline of sterling against the euro on Brexit fears. Taking a look at Bitcoin, we're sitting at $10,700, fairly static this week. And looking at global stocks, we saw the S&P 500 index was down by 0.5% last night, so just struggled to recover, and it is still bearish below the cloud on the short term with this downside target activated. So that is just hanging over us. That weekly bearish engulfing candle is still laying over us, and we're seeing here on the weekly candle we're also bearish there. The Dow is down 0.5% as well. The Nasdaq performed a bit better last night, and if we look at the futures today, we're down quite sharply. We're down just under 1% on the E-mini on the S&P, and the Nasdaq is down 1%. So the US market looks set to open lower today, and the VIX volatility, the fear index, is actually up by 2.8% this morning. So we are seeing that markets are starting to just be concerned about where stocks will be. Looking at the FTSE future, we're down 0.25%. The cash market in Germany is down 0.6%, and the CAC 40 is down by a similar amount. So we're seeing European markets just sinking lower. Really haven't managed to make new highs the way the US market has. Looking at Japan, we're down 2% there overnight, so that's looking weaker. The Hang Seng was actually up, but it's still bearish on all three time frames, so not looking great in that market. And the Chinese market was down 0.2% as well, just starting to drift lower there. Looking at the Sensex in India, we're up 0.5%, and the Aussie market was down heavily, down 2%. So we're seeing quite big falls there, and of course this market not managing to recover at all. That resource laden index is falling away quite heavily still. Gold is down 0.75%, but holding its short-term bullish trend. The long-term chart's still looking amazing, and silver is down 2%. So it's really had a really bad week last week as well. Taking a look at the energy mix now, we mentioned crude oil fell lower. This 41.25 level was quite critical. A lot of support there. We've fallen lower. We are looking like we're making a lower high. A move below 39.50 on Brent crude would give us the lower low. We have also yesterday activated this new downside target to 38.32, and of course we've also already had the $30 target in train as well. So we're just on the floor this morning, a bit of a dead cat bounce there. If we look at WTI, we're below $40 here. US nat gas, we're into the new contract now, sitting at $2.50, and coal looking pretty steady at $60.40. We remain bullish on this chart. Good uptrends here. Possibly a little bit of resistance at 61.40. Looking at emissions, we're lower this morning. There's strong support at 26, and 25.30 is really the range on emissions. So we'll take a look at that. Then if we look at the monthly contracts for MBP. These are expiry today, of course, but we've seen here strong rises there at MBP. TTF front month also was just seeing closing there for the day. Winter gas Also, we're due for a contract change here, being the 30th of September, but it's looking strong. German power, the Cal is down this morning. We've got quite strong support at 40 euros 25. So we are just receding a little bit there. French power is down 0.4%, so we're seeing a move there, and Dutch power is down 1%. Still in range, so no big changes there. Czech power, much the same situation. If we look at the Nordic power market, we see it's looking a little bit stronger. So it's bucking the trend this morning. It's up, and the quarterly contract, which was looking pretty dire on Monday, is actually starting to look a little bit better. So that's where we are there. Of course, a contract change today. We're roll adjusted on this chart, so that's taking account of that. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, 1st of October. Happy charting. See you then.